It was a bright afternoon and I was surrounded by people. The room was really full of people, but inside I felt empty. I experienced laughter, small talk, really everything you'd expect from a casual get-together. But there I was, standing at the edge of the crowd, smiling on the outside while something inside me really felt heavy. And I didn't know it then, but I was carrying heavy, old emotional wounds. Not the kind you can see, but the kind that shape you quietly, like the fear of speaking up because someone once made you feel small, or the need to overachieve because love used to feel conditional. These experiences leave imprints. We move on, but they stay, often hidden in our reactions, our triggers, and our patterns. They show up in the way we overextend ourselves to be liked, shut down when things get too intimidate, or say yes when we actually mean no. And that's what we are diving into today: how to recognize emotional baggage and gently begin to heal and reclaim our energy. Because most of us aren't tired because we've done too much. We are tired because we've carried too much for too long. And emotional wounds can look like over-explaining, people-pleasing, overworking, or shutting down when connection would be healing. Often they manifest as a low-level hum of stress, what scientists call white noise stress, chronic emotional pressure that's always running in the background. Unlike loud emotional outbursts or acute anxiety, white noise stress is subtle and persistent. It's the constant buzzing in the nervous system, caused by unprocessed emotional loads or overstimulation that wears us down silently. And these wounds are often stored not just in our memory, but in our body. So according to research from Bessel van der Kolk, trauma and emotional pain embed themselves into the nervous system and affect how we react to stress, trust, and connection. So if you ever wondered, why do I feel exhausted even after rest? Why can't I enjoy things fully anymore? This might be why. So what can we do against it? How can we break the cycle? First, I would suggest that we practice mindfulness. By learning to sit with what we feel without immediately fixing or hiding or judging it, we reduce resistance. Because furthermore, MRI studies show that mindfulness can shrink the amygdala, which is the brain's fear center, while strengthening the prefrontal cortex, which helps us regulate our emotions. So start small, for instance with just 2 minutes of quiet breathing each day. For example, after waking up or before breakfast. No phone, just you and the present moment. And this builds emotional capacity over time. Step number 2 is that we identify the emotional patterns. Not everything that triggers us today belongs to today. So ask yourself, where have I felt this before? Sometimes our reactions are echoes, and naming the original story reduces its power. And journaling, for example, has been proven to reduce stress and improve immune function by helping people making sense of painful experiences. Also, speaking with friends or family members helps me a lot to uncover these patterns. And step number 3 is that we create micro healing moments, what I call the emotional 1% rule. So just like the 1% rule for success, healing doesn't happen all at once. It's the tiny choices that compound. Saying no when you usually say yes, choosing rest over guilt, asking for support when you normally isolate yourself. Really, each time you are proving to your nervous system, I'm safe now and I can choose differently. And the 4th step is to protect your nervous system from unnecessary overwhelm. That means reducing background noise, literally and emotionally. Notice how often do you consume stress, like scrolling through news, absorbing other people's problems, or for instance, overbooking yourself. Really create white space in your days. Moments of silence, for example, a walk without your phone in nature, or music that lifts you up. These tiny shifts help you to transition from survival to serenity. And this is especially important because studies have shown that chronic background noise can increase levels of cortisol, the primal stress hormone that is contributing to mental fatigue and emotional dysregulation. And number 5 is reclaim your energy through intentional rituals such as somatic practices like shaking, dancing, or gentle stretching that help you discharge stored stress from your body, and also drinking water regularly and eating grounding foods stabilize your nervous system. As well as laughing or crying in safe spaces can psychologically reset your stress response. And also so important is to connect with someone who sees you without needing to fix you. Because each of these steps are a small energetic retrieval, a way to say to yourself, I'm coming home to me. And finally, remember this, you are not broken, you are healing. And for me, emotional healing began the moment I stopped asking what's wrong with me and started to ask myself, what do I need to know about what happened to me? And that simple reframe softened the shame and opened the door to self-compassion. Because emotional wounds don't need judgment, they need warmth, and they need rituals, and especially they need you. So if you want to become successful in any way, and in my opinion, besides hustling, you need to protect your mental well-being, and that is not optional. This is really foundational. So ask yourself, what's one thing I can do that supports my emotional healing? And that one tiny act might just be the 1% that changes everything. And never forget, you are remarkable. So let's grow together. Remarkabilize us and hit the subscribe button so you will never miss another episode about mental transformation and life's remarkable opportunities. All the best, your Alex.